Hello Internet, James Allen from Out of Eight, and today I'm playing turn-based strategy game Last Days of Old Earth. Game is inspired by Armageddon Empires, turn-based strategy game that came out a while ago. Basically enhances it with a better interface, better graphics, and stuff like that. The game came out early access and is currently released. Currently features a too brief tutorial that doesn't really get into the nuances of the game, and actually doesn't explain at all kind of the more recent mechanics like facilities and aircraft that have been incorporated into it. Also has a pretty disappointing campaign. This takes place on a set of scripted maps, so it's not randomly generated or different every time. All the bases are in the same place. So the scenario designers basically control the difficulty by how many bases they give the enemy at the beginning of each scenario versus how many you get, which is usually one. So not very much replay value there once you figure out where everybody's at. You know exactly which way to go. Also has multiplayer, which I was shocked to find does not utilize the asynchronous multiplayer that is present in a lot of Slitherine's titles. So you go online and log in, and it all has to be done in real time, even though this is a turn-based game. And as you would expect for a game that doesn't have a very large audience, there's hardly anybody ever online. And it takes a long time to log in too, as you can see. There you go. There's nobody there. If you create a game, you can't even create one that someone else can join and then alternate turns, So, again, disappointing there. Game is based on cards. So the first thing you need to do is go into the deck builder. I'm going to create a new deck just for this video, and I'm going to do the Automata. They're a robot race. Basically, the two races are the same, although their heroes are slightly different, and the Automata don't have to worry about population resources, whereas the Skywatchers do. So I'll create a new deck here. It's divided up into different types of cards. We have all the hero cards, and basically all you do is you just click on them to put them in your hand. So I'm going to actually probably not do this one. I'm going to do most of them, though, because if you don't, then you won't get them in your deck, and then you'll be pretty much in trouble. And then you have all your basic units. So I'll do 3 of those, 3 of those, 3, 2, 3, 4. I like those guys. And basically you can kind of tailor how much or how often the cards come up in your deck. And there aren't that many cards. Like as you can see, there's only 33. So it's not like a huge deck that you have to memorize all this stuff in. Actually, take one of those out. And you can see in each of the cards they have different abilities right here. So a lot of different, good amount of variety in there. I love the railguns, so we'll do a lot of that. Alright, then we'll do these are facility cards, which you basically play on one of your buildings. So this one, extra energy per turn, that's always useful. So definitely do that. This one just decreases armies' movement costs. It's not very useful, in my opinion. Buff the stealth. I don't really use stealth too much. Maybe I should. Refund material cost, meh. And then this one, defense to inside of a building. I'll just do one of those. And then you also have aircraft, which can do basically two things. They can recon an area or attack a certain enemy in their radius, and they're all tied to bases. So you have to kind of position them, easy for me to say, at a single base, and then they can go out and transfer to other bases if you so choose. So I'm going to do a couple of those there. And then that's basically it. So I got 64 cards in my deck. I'll save my deck as vid, and we'll use it in a skirmish game. So we'll play a skirmish against the AI. We'll just do one-on-one. So we'll do our vid deck that we just made. We'll go against the Skywatchers. The game does not include very many default decks, which is a little disappointing because I'd like to have, the AI play differently based on what their deck is like, and just have a bunch of different, decks. So probably, how long did it take me to make that deck? Like 3 minutes. So I mean, the developers could have hammered out 15, 20 decks before release, and just have like the game pick a random deck so you don't know what type of AI you're going against. Just like in some strategy games where you select what type of AI you're going up against. I thought that would be a little bit more interesting. I'm just going to do it against the mixed one. You can set up sudden death if you want. I'm going to actually decrease it to probably like 40 turns. And then basically what will happen is whoever has the most land area covered wins. And it basically just eliminates the need for having messy cleanup when you've already won. As you'll see, once you get the tide of resources on your side, then you'll win the game. So it's pretty definitive there. It can affect the map size. I'm going to do one in medium, which is good for 2 players. Large is good for 4, which is the max you can have. The resources, just keep it on normal. Sparse, they're too rare. And abundant, they're too common, and you can't even spend them fast enough. And then we'll also do a normal resource start. Alright, so in the game, there's basically 2 types of things you can consider resources. They're action points, which you need in order to recruit units, move units around the map, make armies that are headed by a hero unit that can go out and build stuff and attack other units, build structures, and also draw new cards. And in addition to that, you have these 3 resources here. You have materials, population, and energy. Those resources are used to recruit units, and you can see the cost of those units down here on the bottom. They're also used to construct buildings, and you can use them to buy initiative. At the beginning of each turn, there's a dice roll to see who goes first. Person who goes first not only goes first, but they also get more action points, which means they can do more stuff during their turn, which is extremely useful, as you can imagine. So, looking at my units, I'm going to actually probably spend a couple of these. I'm not even going to get this air. I'd like to get that air guy. Alright, well, I went second anyway. If you lose, you gain all your resources back, which is actually kind of nice. I'm actually going to do that. I'm actually going to deploy that plane here, because that's going to save me some time scouting. No, I don't want to attack that. That's unfortunate that I had that right near my headquarters, but that's okay. Now, I will probably recruit that because I can, and then that'll be it. I do need to get this leader going next turn, so I got to save 1 materials and 1 energy in order to do that, because I got to get out and start building stuff. Actually, usually I would do that this turn, but I recruited my aircraft, which honestly I actually can't really afford recon because it's too energy, so maybe that wasn't the best decision, but that's alright. At the end of your turn, if you don't use all of your action points, it goes in to fill up this surplus bar. Whenever the surplus bar ticks up to 10, you get to add another 1 of resource points in any of these 3 areas. So I'm just going to not even invest in that because I need these resources. So I'm going to recruit my only hero that I had. I'm going to move this guy out. And I'm going to draw a card. And I'll end my turn. And again, very low resources at the beginning of the game. The resources really wins the game, especially in a one-on-one game. Once you get more resources on your side, you're able to always win initiatives, always get more action points, always afford more units. And basically, can I even afford anybody else? No. Win the game by just controlling more territory and eliminate all of the enemy units. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to get these units out. I'm going to send him out and build an outpost. If you move outside of your little supply range here indicated on the map, then you have decreased attack and you have decreased movement. So it's you really have to spam a lot of... Okay, good. I actually got to go first. Spam a lot of those outposts. So I will construct an outpost right there. It costs 2 materials, 2 energy, which can't... No, I'm all out of that stuff. So I'm going to just move these guys here. Oh, I do have I'm going to definitely prioritize that next. And I'm actually going to just fill up my thing with the rest of those action points that I didn't really need. And I'm going to just confirm. I actually went first anyway, so good for me. Now let me deploy, and I will deploy to here, and then I will build a collector. that's why I waited, so I see what I needed for that. Collectors will get me 2 extra materials per turn, which is really nifty. I'm going to actually just park this guy here, because I'm going to try to use my aircraft once I get enough resources up. I really need more energy in order to kind of explore over in this area. I also need to get another hero up and an outpost over on this side. Is another one of my priorities, I would say. I'm actually going to spend that right on energy because I know I'm going to need it. I'm not going to spend anything yet. Alright, so my collector should be done after he goes. Alright. I can't actually deploy this. Oh, no, I can't. That's right. Can't deploy into a collector, only into an outpost. So I actually do want to build that outpost there. And that's kind of it. Let me draw a card. I'll end it. Spend 2. There we go. Oh, I see you. There you are. Okay. Alright, now I honestly... this is not surprising. Okay, I really want that. But I don't necessarily want to leave my outposts undefended, although I have more units than they do. Can I actually afford? No, I can't. I can't afford it because I used up all my energy. Alright. Now, can I rebase my aircraft? Yes, I can. I'm going to move him here. And this guy's going to move. Alright. Not surprising. Even the media maps are actually really small. I mean, it only goes down to about here. So, not surprising that I ran into him yet. Oh, good. I got another hero, so that's good. Then I got an energy. That's the energy income, yeah. Which I actually do need. If I can afford that. Which actually I can't yet, but I will in another turn. I'm going to just hold pat. And I lost. Sorry. All these resources in the middle of the map. Alright, I definitely need to build that. Does this give me anything? Nope. I'm just gonna... Yeah, actually, I want to move him into that outpost. Kind of defend against them. And I'm basically... I have, like, no resources right now. Oh, and he has a collector with 2. I will want to cap that. So I'm just going to end turn. And I'm going to spend 2 because this has a cost of 4. And I ended up going second anyway. Oh, hello. Alright, so. What do I want to do? Actually, should probably do this. Let me do that. Let me move that guy here. I don't have enough energy to take him out. I really want to... This is actually going to decide the game here if I win this battle. 61-38. Should be able to take it. Now, he can take my collector back. Oh, how did I lose? That's nonsense. That probably just lost me the game, to be honest. I lost those 2 units. I don't have any heroes up here. Oh, that was BS. I had a 2/3 advantage. Ugh, that's nonsense. Alright, and I get to go second. He's going to count my collector. Well, that was extremely bad luck. Alright, we need to get some units going. Let's do a mount up. That's all I can really do, because I just lost all my junk. That was BS. But I'm going to spend to go first, that's for darn sure. Alright. Let's do that. And let's deploy. And let's just go. He has nobody guarding. He just has 1 basic unit guarding that. So actually not totally screwed. There's the guy. When you escape, it goes to the top of your deck, so that was expected that was going to happen. I'm just going to draw. But actually, I'll use the other two so I can get some extra power here. Oh, hey. God, that was so unlucky. What am I probably... I'm probably going to pull the max up again. I don't know if I even really want to spend anything. I probably would have lost anyway. Okay, well, now he's up to 2, but I'm still going to take it. I want that collector back. What am I doing? That's what I get for not showing off the turn-based battles, I guess. I lost 3 units that time. That's ridiculous. What does he have here? Good lord. That's ridiculous. Alright, I'm pissed off now. Nope, I don't want to air recon. Can I not select it? Oh, that just ended my turn. That's cool. Alright. I'm not going to go first. Yay, I guess. Alright. This is getting silly. Is what? Usually I mop up the AI, and this is just being ridiculous this time. Still go first. Only had to spend 1 that time. Alright. Let's create an army. I don't even want to deploy yet. I need units and resources is what I need. Yeah, let me deploy him here. He must have some stupid strong unit or something, or just be getting freaking lucky. Like I said, I think it's because I'm not showing off the turn-based battles. I'm resolving them like I'm used to do when I play. That's the problem. Luckily, I didn't decrease the turn limit anymore. I'm actually second in supply. I just need to go take care of this guy. What am I off by 3? Well, let's just end it now. Well, he's starting to guard that position. Alright. Yeah, not a shock there. Oh, he has a hero, but he moved into that collector. Okay, well, we need to get units going here. How much do I have? I have 8. And I can only really afford 1 of these. I can do this one too, though. And I can still deploy. Alright. This better be freaking enough. Seriously. Can't afford for the aircraft to do anything, because I don't have enough action points or energy. Alright. I want to go first, so... Ugh! At least I get the stuff back. Alright. Let's actually show off a battle now. 67-32. Please engage. Alright, so this is how it works. Basically, the number of squares are the maximum number of units you can have. And then... So, that guy's not so great. So I'll just probably move to the side. This guy's good. So move him to the back row. Wave attack in the front. And let's do that. Let's do this. That'll be my setup. Whoever has the least number of units usually goes first. Or at least they get more die. And then it's basically just turn-based over there. And then you roll dice, and then basically it just subtracts one from the other, and then however much more attack there is than defense determines how much damage you do. So I'm going to use some fate here to kind of increase this a little bit. He's got a defense of 3. That must be why, because this guy has crazy defense. I'm sure that's why that is. Alright. Because see, he only has attack of 3, defense of 3. There's no way I can take that down. Except with this guy. That's it. 1? Seriously? I'm going to use up all my fate on the first turn. That's right. He's just moving people. This is going to be like... 0. That's cool. Well, almost took him out. Haha, no damage. Haha. I definitely need to take him out this turn. Please give a 0. Ah! Come on! Alright, let's try this guy again. Cool. Yeah, now I definitely need to take him out. Really? Okay, at least he's... Oh, and he faded. This is why I kept losing. This BS. Alright. Can I win something? No? Apparently not. So, let's keep track here. That was 6, yeah, and 6-0. Yep. Oh my lord. Yes, thank you. Golly. You guys will go first this time, though. Alright. Yeah, 0. 0 attack. Yeah. Goes both ways, I guess. Please take somebody out. Thank you. Die. Die already. And this guy only has 3 health left, so you would think. That's alright. Alright. Two. Alright, he's down to 1. Oh yeah, I can't even attack him because he's out of range. But he's dead anyway, so that's better. Thank goodness. That was ridiculous, is what that was. Now, when you defeat an enemy, as you saw what happened to me, there's a roll. Now, I'm not going to be able to affect this too much because I used up basically all my fate during the battle. But I took his army out, and I got my resources. So, that's something. And I still have 7 left. I'm going to... Actually, I'll do the Vulcans. Put that back in my hand. Oh, well, yeah. Like the Vulcans, like I said. There's like all these little bugs in this game that is really weird, which was not the case when I played the early release version of it. Like, selecting cards doesn't work right. Usually in like 4 AI games, usually once a game, the game will just lock up on an AI turn. I think it's when they become eliminated or something like that. It's kind of annoying. Alright, I don't need 9. Okay, good. Alright, what do you have? You have 2-2 in that thing? Well. Oh, crap. I always forget about that. Well, shoot. Let's just... I'm going to go right here and build an outpost. So I can recruit units. I'm going to get this other army up. And all my resources are gone. The 2-2 doesn't bother me too much. There's a tie, it rolls again. Alright, I got my outpost up. So... let's do that. I like that. Alright. Now, you would think 70-29 should be fine. Okay, good. Let's pursue him. And I will spend fate, so you die. So his hero goes into the discard pile. I get the collector. I'm going to start kicking butt. Again, I don't know why there's no label there. I'm going to move him to the outpost. Now I'm gaining 5 energy a turn, and I will be basically unstoppable. So now I can start just spamming resources for... actually, let me... Can I air recon? I can air recon a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go... Actually, let's go here. I want to see if there's any resources on the side I can get. Oh, there's something there, yep. Yep. So I will actually send you over there. As soon as I give you some units. Of which I don't have any because I have no cards left. And nor resources. Alright. Let's do the following. Let's just start deploying. And I don't even know if I can deploy this. No, yeah, I can. Yeah, it only costs 1. Alright. Well, the aircraft is returning to base, so I can't have him do 2 things in 1 turn. But I'm in pretty good shape, I would think. Yep, because I'm going to just win every roll from now on. I'm going to give you something that's fast. Which I don't actually have anything yet. I could send the hero by itself. It's kind of dangerous, though. Yeah, we'll do this. Definitely. Alright. Go over and get those resources for me, please. Alright. Now, let's go here. Build an outpost. Whatever. Up there, there's their base. Okay. So, like I said, once you get the resource advantage, I'm gonna kill him now. That was basically probably his entire army. So, I can actually probably make a beeline right towards him. Yeah, 3-4. There we go. First, shock. I can afford whatever I want, so I will get... I think this one, actually. And that's all you can afford. I could actually just take him out right now if I wanted to, but I'll go get this outpost for fun, although I don't actually need to. And I should actually save some resources to go scout or whatever, but don't even need to do it. Now I'm just kind of showing off. I could do another aircraft. Well, actually, 1 second. I should put aircraft right in that outpost. Haha. That should be an easy victory. I will pursue. I will spend my fate so you die. I took really a pointless outpost. Although the only thing that does is shows me more of the map. I'm just kind of scouting with this guy. I'm going to just have him meet up at the clan home, and I'm taking this guy out. How much? Nope, I don't have enough. I could... No, actually, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to do an airstrike. No, airstrike your base. Ah, that's too bad. Too bad. I'm just toying with them. Alright, so... I don't know why these things are disappearing, but whatever. I can actually afford another unit, so I'm going to give you another railgun because they are powerful and they will cause things to die. And you cannot afford that yet. I'm just going to park your butt right outside. And I'm going to do another airstrike. Again, you can see what the advantages of resources have. I can afford every turn to win the initiative, which gives me more action points, which then, if I don't spend them at the end of the turn, I can put right into getting more resources again. So it's really a game of controlling the map and getting all the resources. Now, you won't win the initiative every time because it's still randomized, but more often than not. So I'm not even going to honestly mess around too much anymore. Let's do an airstrike against their base. Oh, sure, why not? Take their base out. 71-28. I'm going to win. Well, I said that last time. Yeah, I actually did win. No real reason to pursue. Because the game's over. Yay, I win. Here's the not very informative endgame screen. You can't even see the map, or like there's no graphs or anything. But there you go, that's it. I mean, I like the game. I really do. The problem is there's just too many little things in it that don't add up to a complete experience. I don't like the scripted campaign scenarios. I don't like that multiplayer lacks asynchronous matchmaking, which makes it basically impossible to find a game because there's not very many people that have this game. I like the game mechanics. I mean, I liked them when they were in Armageddon Empires too. I like rolling for initiative. I like playing different cards. There's certain strategies on where to build, what to use your resources and action points for. So there's a lot of different strategy there. You know, you can deploy air units to scout and attack. You can play passive facilities cards to give you a special bonus there. You can heal your units, which I usually don't do. I'd rather just keep on cranking out new ones once I have a resource advantage, because it costs action points to reheal. The turn-based combat also, because the units have varied abilities, adds a little bit there. You know, this is obviously much better visually than Armageddon Empires. Has a better interface, better graphics, a more informative map. It does lack some depth, because once you win the first couple battles and you have control of all the resources, you can essentially just buy more action points by using resources to win initiative, and then you get more resources for more units, which allow you to get more initiative, and then it just snowballs downhill from there. On smaller maps like medium or small size, the victory is basically determined by the first couple battles. Now, in this game, I was able to come back a little bit and actually counterattack him, but that's only because, honestly, the AI is not aggressive enough. They should have just kept pushing when I lost 2 battles against them. But they're perfectly happy with just staying in their outposts and just adding units instead of going out and expanding and attacking your territory. So, you know, all these little problems, you know, like I mentioned before, there's sometimes the game locks up when an AI gets eliminated. Sometimes, like you saw, the little graphical UI things disappear. That may be more because of the video than recording than the actual bug in the game. But all these little things add up to where it's not a complete engaging experience, which is too bad because I really like the game. And I do recommend it with the caveats that it's not a totally great experience. There are definite areas that the developers need to improve in order to make this a notable turn-based title. That's all I have for today. Till next time, bye now.